Hi, thanks for stopping by. We're going to be talking about real-time animation today using process automation, delivered to you over the NetToons platform in the cloud. What you're seeing today will be bringing characters onto a stage. In this case, that'll be the real-time animation. The process automation is the fact that professionals have created these models for you ahead of time. So all you have to do is select the one that you want and drag it onto the stage. And wherever you put the character on the stage and hold your mouse down, we're going to record your action, both the location and the zoom and the rotation in real time. You see that I've just created 179 frames of animation. We're now about to demonstrate one of the most time-consuming and difficult tasks for the animator, in particular if you are going to be creating keyframe animation. And please notice that I'm not going to speed this up. It's important that you actually watch this happen in real time and know that there's actually no scripting happening. There's no sub-menus. You're seeing me simply drag and drop the different sprites onto the stage and put them one on top of another. In this case, you see that we're actually using a three-dimensional model that's been rigged and animated by professionals. We've chosen an eye-level view of SpongeBob, and we've chosen an arbitrary 8 different points of view rotating around him in 360 degrees. The three-dimensional model is an output as a vector file, so that we have resolution independence. And you'll also notice that when we zoom the character up, the line thickness and the character of the line remains. So what you're seeing now is that we're actually bringing sprites onto the stage from the database. We're creating keyframe animations in real time, and we're doing a complete character turnaround, something again that would take typically a person who's doing this with keyframe animation would to keep the character in pose, in character like this. This could take easily days, if not weeks, in order even for a very experienced animator to complete something like this. Okay, let's go ahead and hit rewind and play and take a look at the action that we've created. This is all recorded in real time. The zooming, the rotation of the character, the duration that I hold down the mouse creates the amount of animation that's spooled out. Here you notice as I rotate SpongeBob, I'm holding my mouse down a little bit longer right here for 3 arms jumps, now 2 arm jumps, back to a 1 arm jump, all the way back to the beginning. Keyframe animation created entirely without drawing a line or looking at a pose sheet or doing any in-betweens. Let's go in and take a deeper dive at the actual frame-by-frame editing capability. You'll see the special purpose nature of the real-time animation tool is presenting you, the user, now with individual frames. I'm stepping ahead from 307 to 308, and you see I have complete control over the character now, individual frames, and these are look like hand-drawn cells to anyone who's ever done traditional 2D animation. Every one of those lines is a vector line and it's resolution independent. Here you see I'm very quickly enlarging SpongeBob frame by frame to give the illusion when I play this back that he's exploded or I've zoomed in on him. This shows you the power and flexibility of this tool. I can lay down this animation sequence in real time very quickly, and then I can go back and I have complete granular editing capability. Frame by frame, element by element, layer by layer. You'll also notice some additional editing tools at the bottom right hand portion of the user interface. This is where I can extend a sprite to the beginning of time, to the end of time, delete the character, to the end of time, and this is an introduction of animation where I'm putting things on a stage over time with multimedia elements. Okay, we're almost finished here, making SpongeBob modifications to the individual keyframes. Now we're going to go ahead and shrink them down real small, hit the playback button, and see the modifications that we've made now. Where SpongeBob was dancing originally, you're going to see when we get to the back of him, he's going to zoom up real quick, just like we had intended, and back to the ending. Next thing we want to demonstrate is how you can use real-time animation to do visual choreography. Because you can move the sprites around on the stage in real time, you can synchronize the movements of individual sprites to create a choreographed visual sequence. This is also called pre-visualization. Notice that all of these actions are happening in real time so I can get a sense of how everything looks on the stage. The next thing we're going to demonstrate, not only moving the characters, or in this case SpongeBob, on the stage, but how you can move the different visual elements that are available. There's over 1,000 different visual elements in this version of the Tooncast Studio with SpongeBob. We're going to show how we can do complex camera moves. In this case, we're going to combine the pan shot of the background with zooming up with a foreground shot. In this case, I'm recording the motion of the foreground in real time. By moving the arrow key up and down, I can make the foreground get bigger and smaller. And I've intentionally done it in kind of a staggered manner because I think that looks kind of cool when I bring SpongeBob on. So now you're going to see 3 independent camera moves. We have a panning background shot. We're now zooming in through the cave. And we're also going to be independently moving SpongeBob and changing his zoom factor in real time as we record all the motions. So you can take individual background elements and combine them in ways that are very unique and get the same effects that one would get on an animation table or animation stand, or with sophisticated animation software where you're doing complex camera moves. In this case, a pan, a zoom, and individual zooming on the character. Now we'll go ahead and move SpongeBob back, get him to land on the beach, all in real time without having to create any scripts or create any submenus or do anything offline. The final segment of our demonstration today, we're going to show how we can further fill out and buff out our cartoon, our animation, and use process automation, in this case by adding music that's been pre-created and pre-supplied, along with voice dialogue. So we're going to create a cartoon and animation very quickly right now. We're going to grab a number of different shots, a long establishing shot, a medium shot, and a close-up, and we're going to zoom in to these different shots as we record in real time. We're going to jump into SpongeBob's house now and double click on that background and put it in for 150 frames. Go back to the very beginning. We're now selecting the audio tab and finding a music soundtrack that seems appropriate for this particular animation. We simply click on that and drag it and drop it onto the stage. We never have to leave the stage and go record music or find music. Again, this is all pre-created and pre-supplied for us, and there's hundreds of different soundtracks to choose from. You see the first time a script file has appeared where I clicked on the background and saw where this background occurred in the timeline, was able to go right to the very beginning in order to bring SpongeBob in right when we come into his house. You've seen this before earlier in the demonstration. I'm simply holding my mouse down and recording SpongeBob's location in real time. We're going to go ahead and move back to where we have SpongeBob coming into the house with our scrubber, our shuttle control down at the bottom. We can go frame by frame, or we can also just grab it and move it around to where we want. Now, in the same audio tab as I was before, instead of selecting a background music soundtrack, I'm selecting an audio track, and I'm placing it right there at frame 121. I'm hitting rewind and play, and go ahead and see how we've added the soundtrack and the music and the voice dialogue at the right locations into our animation.
What a wonderful day.
Okay, that wraps up a real quick tour of real-time animation brought to you with the NetToons platform, delivered over the internet through the cloud. Thanks for stopping by.